You see these cities? We built these cities with our own bare hands. We drained the swamps and carved our own canals. We toiled away in the sun and heat, but do they call us the city builders? No. Do you see that pyramid out there? We built that pyramid with our own bare hands. We carved every stone and placed them just right, through the rain and the mud, but do they call us the pyramid builders? No. Do you see that floating garden out there on the water? We built that garden with our own bare hands, building it up from the wetlands so that it would last for a lifetime. But, do they call us the garden builders? No. But, you ritually sacrifice one person.
Card games. The most important aspect of a card game is to beat the cards that your opponent has out. The opponent has a full house. The fool! I have a straight flush! And following the principles of good game design, card games generally reward you for beating the cards that your opponent has out. Poker gives you money. Blackjack gives you the satisfaction of directly beating the dealer. Tarot allows you to defeat your tragic and unavoidable fate that cute but scary goth girl just told you about. And Slapjack gives you a reason to hit that one annoying kid that bought the last fudge round in the cafeteria during yesterday's lunch. Some of the cards in Mythik like to reward you for beating your opponent's cards, and some really like to reward you for beating your opponent's cards. So, what if, instead, you beat up your own cards? Generally, it's not a good idea. For the most part, you want to have more cards when you're playing a card game. For all of the things that you can do with 5 cards, you can do even more with 6 cards. Mythik, like most card games, plays better when you have more cards at your disposal. More cards, more options. So, if there happened to be some sort of deck that wanted you to get rid of your own cards, it would need a lot of upside to doing so. I mean, a lot. Okay, yeah, that might do it. Aztecs. The Sacrificey Guys, a mini archetype released in Twilight Immortal, consisting of 8 cards. 4 champions that each have 3 benefits that play directly into the theme of ritual sacrifice. 2 mythic cards that you can only get out after lots of sacrifice. A spell that makes the job a little bit easier. And the spell that ties everything together and makes this whole sacrifice dealio a possible approach to mythic deck design. Our 4 champions are the bread and butter that let you make this delicious sacrificial lamb sandwich when you're crafting up a deck in your kitchen. I mentioned that each of these cards has 3 benefits. The first benefit is unique to each champion. Aztec Eagle Warrior buffs its own attack by 2,000 every time another Aztec champion on your board goes to the grave. And that's a permanent boost. I didn't see no until end of turn on this. Aztec Jaguar Warrior gives you an extra 2,000 heartbeats every time another Aztec champion on your board goes to the grave. King Axolotl. King Axolotl, the Heart Reaper, lets you sacrifice any champion on your board to lower an opponent's attack by 4,000. permanently. And Aztec Priest lets you sacrifice any champion on your board to then let you sacrifice an Aztec champion directly from your deck. The second benefit is one that all Aztec champions share, in that whenever they're sacrificed from anywhere, you can give another Aztec champion on your board a permanent increase of 4,000 attack. And the third wait, where's the third? Oh, wait, there. They're all Aztec champions. So, whenever an Aztec champion is sacrificed from anywhere, one of these guys on the board can get absolutely ripped. Next, let's cover the spells. Summoning of the Divine is the important spell in the deck, and it is possibly also one of the most cards. One of the most of all time, even. Once you have Aztec Priest and 7 or more other light-type champions in your grave, yes, the Aztec champions are all light-types, not pulling up the champs again yet, this lets you summon an Aztec Mythic card. Notably, this doesn't have any other cost to it. You don't have to remove those guys from your grave, or put them back in your deck, or sign a predatory loan with one of those pop-up cash advance places. Yes, you can only use it once a turn, but nothing stops you from just windmill slamming these bad boys 3 turns in a row, or more. And the payoff, Mythics. You know, like Mythik, the card game. Mythics are cards that exist outside of your deck, that you can call to your board only under specific circumstances. Once they're on the board, they act like champions, and can receive all of the benefits that champions can get. Some of them are easier to get out, and have pretty low impact on the board. But many of them are incredibly powerful cards, that can win the game basically on their own, or at least require a massive expenditure of resources from the opponent, just to combat or to even survive against. And as far as the Aztec Mythics go, they're crazy powerful. The opponent is given little means of stopping either of them when you put them on your board, and they both have effects strong enough to usually close out the game the moment they come out. Pochi the Turquoise Prince makes an opponent sacrifice all of their cards until they're left with the same amount that you have on the board. It basically reads, make one of your opponents lose. Now, Quesadilla, Overlord of the Wind, lets you revive as many Aztecs as you want until your board's filled. Now, not only is that a lot of bodies to defend or attack with, but it's also other units that you can sacrifice with your priest or with Axolotl. And you remember how well that worked last time. Now, if that wasn't enough, you can also just use Cheesecake here to sacrifice all of your Aztecs again. Now, no real benefit, just for giggles. So, yes, 8 cards, 6 in the main deck, 2 in your Mythic slot. Even if you maximize them as much as you can, that still leaves you with 50 minus carry the 9, 32. 32 or more cards left to put in your deck. Remember, Summoning of the Divine only needs Aztec Priest and and 7 other light-type champions in your grave. Those other light types don't have to be Aztecs, so check out some other light types from other archetypes. And since you're trying to sacrifice all of your dudes, your board might end up occasionally looking like this. So, fill it with a bunch of fortifiers in your back row to stop your opponents from punching you in the face. Otherwise, feel free to experiment. This game is far from solved at the moment, and I want to see someone put an Aztec pyramid and an Egyptian pyramid on the same board. I'll leave you to crafting a deck. I've got a cute goth girl to chase down.